Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at my messy hair, is because I saw the patch notes. Let's get it popping because there's too much to talk about, too much broken stuff. Let's go. So we got 3 characters that are getting buffed, and I'm trying to make some sense out of it all, but we're gonna start with my baby Nikki because I don't know, she seems the most fire out of all. So within my stream, I already talked about how broken she's gonna be if you read these patch notes right. So basically what it says, Merciless Gale. This is free, guys. 1% of Nikki's HP. Okay, so you bank her on HP. She will be your DPS. She will be your tank, whatever. Great. But not only that, it reduces physical defense of the target, okay, for 5 seconds. If the target is not a hero, we're not done yet. Increases damage by 10%. Okay, so she will do damage herself, taking it. And increases the physical damage the target take by 50 for 5 seconds. Okay, so that is an increase on this. Physical defense reduction is already there if it is not a hero. But now, it is on heroes, which is godlike. Which means that we're gonna do a shit ton of damage for no reason. Okay. Massacre Instinct. Some part of the skill 4 unique treasure will be added to the skill. Cruel of Madness, 50%, which gives you a lot of buffs. And just to show you, Cruel Madness will remove all negative effects from self. And there's a hidden gimmick behind this. Increases attack by X and 500 attack speed for no reason. Reduces damage received by 50% and grants immunity to CC. So if she wasn't already just a monster that was unhittable, unkillable, in my vision, she's gonna be even more that. But that's not all. Because the Merciless Gale will now get a skill effect, which says reduces heal rate for 5% for 10 seconds. Skill can be stacked up to 7 times, which is equal to the 7 hits, which is 35% heal rate reduction. But the light version dispels positive effect upon enemies. Okay, now that is great, but do you always need a dispel if you're running a Lucius, for instance? Okay, no you don't. So if you are then running against people who are mad filled with damage, but you gotta brawl it out, and this thing can actually be used for PvP. Is it the best? No, S2 Light is the best. But then we come up with this. And somebody told me something interesting, but a Nicky Doc will not give you only 500 CC resistance. No, the duration of the CC inflicted to yourself will be reduced by 50. So, for free, Leo Silencers drop down. Cassandra S1 openers get dropped down. What? Okay, but somebody says something interesting. What if you get the TM skill that gives you 15% reduction times 4? Would make this thing 100% CC resistance, or the duration gets lowered, right? Now, that sounds great and all, but I still do think that 1, you get interrupted, and 2, it's probably soft cap somewhere. But I do find this mad interesting, and we should try this out within the next week. Within the unique weapon, and I don't know which part of these are scalable, but I do have to figure out which one of these are. Reducing mana by 80 every second. Okay, that's on a debuff, gets up to 200, and grants Sadism effect upon self. Sadism activates once every 2 seconds up to 5 times. Upon reaching maximum number of stacks, inflicts a masochism, so we basically step on people. Yes. Oh. On all enemies. No, not just the front, the back, and everybody included. Reducing their CC resistance rate by 200. Now, if this increases by the unique weapon, this ends up being 500. That stuff is sick. And the duration effect inflicted of them by 10%. Now, if there's even skills, I don't know what to tell you guys, because I used to run a stun comp which included Sonya, Theo, and Kurzi into one team, which means that we had one sick bonanza on World Boss 1 and we could stun him permanently, basically. So is this going to be a return of something like that? Could we see Nikki back in PvE as a supporter? Seems interesting. But that's not all. Sadism and Masochism are irremovable, so when you hit those first 10 seconds, you will then hit people harder. You will then stun them longer. You will end up hitting them very hard. And if you would combine that with a chase that gives so many times an inflicting stun for 5 seconds each, you could only imagine how long that stun is gonna last. Ooh. But then the UT4, which also makes me think that the UT4 is actually quite fire. It says Cruel of Madness immediately reduces cooldown of all skills by 30%, and additionally increases heal rate by 50 for the duration. So the moment you hit Cruel Madness, you will heal more. Your skills get cooldown reduced, which is usually the S2. But now you get even more just survivability overall. And the Cruel of Madness is easily popped because the soul weapon says, upon casting this thing on A2, activates Cruel of Madness for 8 seconds. But didn't it say Cruel of Madness effect will be activated and for 8 seconds removes all negative effects from self? So would that mean that you can pop this thing always? When your CC pop the soul weapon, blast everybody into whatever you know what is? But so the UT4 then sounds pretty interesting, because what seems to be right now, you get cooldown reduction on everything. S2 on itself with a cooldown on UT2 seems godlike, but then again, if you think about it like this, if the whole kit revolves about Cruel Madness, by popping this straight up by using a S1, S2, S3, S1, which is doable in about 10 seconds, then you will reduce all of your cooldowns and probably just hurt people so bad. The only downside is it says it is only activated once. So I'm not quite sure whether you can pop it once again after you have used it with your soul weapon. But ladies and gentlemen, going back and forth on this, more physical damage, up to 0.8% of the target's HP. If you max this out, it's probably going to be 2%. Pop that with an S2, 7 hits. That would be a lots and lots of HP going down the drain. That would be 14% just by just popping the S2. That's not taken into account of a cross pumpkin or anything. And with your soul weapon, you get a 15 times the stacks physical damage boost, which used to be a little bit less, will now get increased by 3%, which is 45% physical damage increase. That is neat. But then May, and this is where another meta shift will probably come in once again. On the S1, it says increases attack of all allies by 0.5% of attacks made plus existing value. Okay, you get to make an attack May. For 120 seconds to recover mana by 5 Hondo. Okay. Additionally, granting them 700 physical defense penetration. Additionally, granting them 70 defense penetration or 100 attack. Okay. The attack boost is multiplied by 3 for the ally with the highest attack, excluding May. Okay. All effects excluding mana recovery can be stacked up to 8 times. Upon using the skill 20 times or more, it changes to only the best of the best. We get more. Activates all of the previous effects and recovers 500 mana. I don't care about the mana, but non-hero damage by 2% can be stacked up to 10 times. Free 20% non-hero damage. You gotta stack this up a few times, however, which means that a higher unique weapon will get you this effect faster. As to the S2, there's a 30% chance that the heal rate is multiplied for 10 seconds, increases CC resist for all allies by 250. If you get that for free, that's all good. This could be very decent for Big Shot. Funny enough, after casting S3, you get take this part. It says, increasing magical damage they take for 25%. But then on the S1 dark version, damage boost against non-hero enemies now stacks up to 15 times. Oh wait, it wasn't 20%? No, it's 30%. That stuff is nasty. As to the duration of the HP recovery by 3 seconds. I don't know about the cooldown, but it seems it will have a nasty 100% uptime. As for the dark version, upon activation of 2-time heal, recovers the ally mana orb by 1. But free mana for no reason. Whenever using take anything, increases magic damage taken boost by 3%. This effect can be stacked up to 10 times and is irremovable. But then the unique treasure 2, crit chance for 10 seconds by 100. This will scale up to 250, which means in the long run you will not be using crit at all on any character. Put this with a Mediana, get the 4 Hondo. As for the soul weapon, some of the effects of the soul weapon 1 will get active. Okay, so that means we get a A2, and I'm Not sure if I should look down, but we're gonna read this anyway. Excluding self by 4% can be stacked up to 20 times. So that is on the 0. Okay. Increases heal rate by 100% and changes the chances stack. Okay, so that is the A2 that God sent to the A1. But then advancement 2 increases, oh my god, damage dealt to bosses of an ally with the highest attack by 1% per attack boost per stack. So not only do you get 30% non-hero damage, you get yourself 20% of this. Oh lordy lord, this is sick. This is way too broken. Like, I'm already assuming that if I pop Mei plus Frey within a team, pop Gladi with it, get more attack speed, more attack, more penetration, and we will have a unkillable Gladi. Oh my god. And so much non-hero damage where we should increase everything up through the... Mei is actually buffed through the roof. Now let's come up with the other busted stuff, right? Oh, some part of the... Oh my god, more ammo. We need more bullets. Deadpool reference. More bullets! Wow, then yes too. The skill range is increased by 10%. The damage range will be increased by 40%. What? Okay, I don't get what this is, but I'm assuming it will hit more caskets in Guild Conquest 3. And it will hit you more in PvP. I am not sure whether I like this. Increase the skill damage by 17%, like this didn't kill you before. The damage boost effect can be stacked up to 50 times. What? How much was it right now? Okay, so the damage boost to 50 times is exactly. At the end of the casting, removes 1 stack every second. But we're gonna just read that as it is exactly the same. S3. Some parts of the S3 dark. Oh, you gain more ammo. For free. No problem. And then the S4. The attack increase from dark and defense, oh my god, will be adjusted and applied to the skill. Whenever Houndess gains ammo, increases attack by 1% for no reason, and defense pinned by 2. Hondo can be stacked up to 15 times. Wait, ammo stacks up to 300 for no reason. Okay, more bullets! Will she then be viable for the Trial of Sky? I do believe that she's gonna be ridiculous. If both her range and her damage output get increased, I cannot begin to say how bad this is gonna be. Oh yeah, S1. When used in Guild War, gains immunity to CC while casting. Now, which means that you can interrupt it while using a silence on Leo. It still happens. It will still include having a Kayn S1, then have like a Lockrock S2 on top of it. You will still get stunned. It is the same thing as the Lilia S3. As the S3 Dark, reduces cooldown by 7 seconds. This doesn't really help you in any content, in my opinion. Would you have space for this? Like, I'm not a Hannes player, and 27 seconds, 7 seconds lower, I don't think you will get 2 of them within a single phase. And knowing that most of my guildies are whining or crying about their MP consumption, I'm not sure whether this S3 Dark is very valuable. But the S4 reduces all damage the allies take from heroes by 30%. What? Okay, if activated during guild battles, this effect is amplified by 2 times. I'm assuming this is referring to guild battles. If you would read this out loud, 30% damage reduction would make her the most broken one. But that is not going to be the case. I'm assuming it's Guild War. Before the unique weapon, they added attack speed reduction by and increases Hannes damage dealt by 1%. The damage boost stacked up to 12 times. What? So you get boss damage, 1%, 12%. Oh lordy lord! And it's a very good thing in PvP too, by just hitting something. As for the UT2, while Hannes is consuming ammo, attack increased by 1.6. The effect can be stacked up to 50 times, so her ramp up is faster during the S2. As for the S4, the beginning of the Guild War reduces mana cost permanently of all skills by 1 orb. Sure. As for the Soul Weapon, crit damage boost, instead of 4 times, 7 times more damage for free. Advancement phase 2, oh, that means that we get a new advancement phase. Increases damage by 100%, increases by 6, great. Additionally, increases damage dealt per stack by 3%, which is a damage layer, which is crazy, and you get way too many stacks of this. Okay, if she doesn't rule Guild Conquest 3 after this, I don't know what will. I wish I knew what to say to this, but she seems so broken on paper. I'm happy about Nikki. I'm somewhat happy about May because she will change up everything, but the thing I am really sad about is that we're getting all these buffs for heroes, which will make the previous heroes even more useless. And that in itself is power creep along the way. But why would you add one of the sickest shops that we currently have in the game? Like, oh, well, you can play the character right away if you wanted to. You just gotta pay $400. And I know a company has to run on money, right? It doesn't run on air, it doesn't run on jokes, and I know it's real top tier money, but this will get people spending on one of the biggest money schemes ever. Oh, either way, the buffs are crazy. Thing up, buffs crazy. Nikki, we're definitely gonna play her, and I will be showcasing her within the weekend on a new video. Stay tuned for that. May broken as hell, and Hana, she would just rat-tat-tat-tat everybody like Al Capone and whoever mafia videos I can think of right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this part. I will be going to sleep and cry a little bit, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.